Hi, I'm Angel Nightingale. Welcome to Tales Around the World. This is one of my many stories I've written and other interesting videos. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on very interesting videos. Enjoy. Have a beautiful day to each and everyone.
The Curse of Umudike, a tale of envy, love, and redemption. The village of Umudike. In the emerald hills of Umudike, Queen Adanma walked with the grace of the moonlight. Her beauty was rivaled only by her heart, gentle, generous, wise. But in the shadows, someone watched. A beauty with cold eyes and a fire of bitterness, Nkiru, Adanma's younger sister. Nkiru speak to herself.
They worship her like she's divine. She breathes, and the birds sing for her.
The king of Asa arrives, trumpets echoed. The skies opened. Prince Obina, the beloved king of Asa, arrived, his eyes locked with Adanma's. Souls recognized each other.
Your grace stirs the rivers in me, Queen Adanma.
And you, my king, walk like truth carved into a man. You're to marry him. What's so special about King Obina? You can do better, Adanma. You really going to marry him? Yes, Nkiru, by the gods' will, yes. I will marry King Obina. He's a great king and ruler and holds the qualities I love. And what of me? Forever a shadow. Sister, you are your own son. Not for long.
The journey to the witch's grove. Deep into the forbidden thicket, Nkiru sought an ancient one. Her feet bled. The forest hissed. At midnight, the witch of Mbamalai appeared.
What do you want, child of envy? Make her cursed, hideous, something no soul would dare love. Strip away her grace and turn it into horror. I want her beauty shattered like glass underfoot. Let her skin crack with shame. Let her hands turn monstrous. Let her voice become a thing that startles silence. May every mirror recoil when it reflects her. They call her the light of Umudike. Then let that light be swallowed by shadow. Let the people who once bowed to her now scatter in fear. If she must walk, let the earth groan beneath her. If she must speak, let her words carry the weight of sorrow. And when she looks into the eyes of the one who once loved her, let him see something so twisted that even his dreams burn with terror. Make her forget what love felt like. Let her weep with no comfort. Let the forest be her bride price. If I cannot have what she does, then take it from her. Take all of it. Beauty fades, but curses fester. Swear on your blood, and the night will carry your wish. The heart that envies will bleed. The soul that binds another's fate must be willing to pay its own. Do you understand what you asked me to do? The spirits hear more than your words. They weigh your intent. There is no returning once the spell is spoken. Once the mirror cracks, it remembers. If I pour this darkness into her light, you must carry the shadow that spills over. So speak her name. Speak your hatred. And let the spirits gnaw at the edges of what you once were. This curse will mark you both. One in body, one in soul. You bring her before the fire. But do not cry when you feel the heat on your own back. Now give the offering. And tell the night what it must destroy. I swear by my own blood that her light will dim before mine. I swear that her grace will be drowned in horror. Let her beauty turn to ash. Let her voice sound like a broken drum. Let every eye that once adored her turn away in fear. This blood carries my promise. This blood feeds the darkness I have summoned. Let her become the thing they mock. Let her be hidden in the forest while I stand beneath the crown meant for her. Spirits, take what you must. I offer this from a heart that will not break, only burn. When she falls, I will rise. When they forget her name, they will learn mine. Now take this offering. Bind it to her shadow. Mark her flesh with my desire. Let the curse live inside her until no memory of love can survive. On her wedding day, her face shall mirror her soul. The veil she wears will not hide the truth that festers beneath. The skin they adored will fold and twist. The eyes that once glistened will dim with shadows. Her smile will melt into snarls. When the drums sound and she steps toward her joy, let every footstep echo with dread. Love will reach for her but draw back in horror. And the crowd will not sing. They will scatter like frightened birds. This curse will cling to her like breath. It will not break until the heavens decree it. And even then, it will remember her name. You have poured your bitterness into the flame. It burns now. It hungers. And it waits. Let the wind carry this spell to her heart. Let the day of her union become the day of her undoing. Now leave me. What is done is bound. And the spirits do not take kindly to lingering.
The day of the wedding. Drums thundered. Flowers rained. The people danced. The king waited. And Adanma approached, radiant, her every step greeted by songs of joy. Children tossed petals at her feet. Elders raised their hands in blessing. A golden veil shimmered like sunlight held captive. The sky, once clear and blue, darkened with unnatural speed. A wind rose, sharp and bitter, whispering things the villagers could not understand. Musicians faltered. The air turned heavy. Then came the crack of silence. No bird sang. No foot moved. And in that breathless moment, thunder split the heavens in half. Adanma gasped. Her hands trembled. A pulse rippled across her skin, as if something buried beneath her beauty had clawed its way up. The king stepped forward. Adanma reached for him. But where there should have been warmth, a sudden howl ripped through the air as her form began to change. Eyes wide. Veins dark. Her skin rippled like it no longer belonged to her. Her mouth opened to cry, but it twisted instead, reshaping into a snarl. The villagers screamed. The veil dropped. And the queen who once glowed with grace was now a creature of claw and horror. Fur bristled down her spine. Her once delicate hands had become monstrous talons. Her eyes, filled with anguish, met the king's. And she fled. Into the forest. Into legend. Into the sorrow that Nkiru had conjured in secret.
Adanma staggers back, clutching her face as the crowd gasps in horror. Her voice cracks under the weight of terror. No, this is not me, something is wrong, something is wrong. Her arms convulse. Her skin trembles. Beautiful golden fabric tears as her shoulders contort. Please help me, Obina, help me, I cannot breathe. She looks to her mother, but her mother turns away with trembling lips. Her father shields his eyes. It burns, the light, it burns inside me, someone do something please. The drums have stopped. The dancers are frozen. All eyes are wide with shock and disbelief. Why are you all staring? Don't look at me, look away. She reaches for Obina, but her fingers now twist into claws. Her mouth distorts. Her scream turns guttural. What curse is this? Who has done this to me? She backs away. Her veil falls. Her reflection in the ceremonial bowl no longer shows her face. This is not who I am. Her voice now echoes with a monstrous undertone. The once joyful wedding becomes a scene of cries and running feet. I loved purely, I lived kindly, what evil wants me ruined? She lifts her head one last time toward the sky. Who have I wronged? Why am I being punished?
Obina staggers forward as the laughter and music vanish into silence. His voice cuts through the gathering storm.
No, what devilry is this? Who has done this to her? He reaches out but hesitates as her form twists again. His hand trembles midair. This is not the woman I know, this is not my Adanma. His eyes scan the crowd, then turn to the sky as if begging for divine explanation. She was fine this morning, her eyes were light, her hands were warm. This is not nature, this is poison. He turns back to the beast, his voice cracking. Adama, if you can hear me beneath this curse, hold on to me, I will not turn away. But she now steps back, eyes wild with pain and shame. Obina's voice rises with fury and fear. What spirit, what hand dares spoil her name on this sacred day? I demand to know. He looks to the elders, to the sky, to the heavens. If there is a God above, strike down the liar who birthed this curse, let truth rise in fire. He drops to his knees as the queen disappears into the forest. Forgive me for not protecting you, forgive me for hesitating. Then softly to himself. Who would twist love into ruin? Who would dare? He clenches his fist, lowers his head, and silence falls over the broken celebration like a final drumbeat. Villagers gasp in disbelief as Adema transforms before their eyes. Panic spreads like fire in dry grass. What is happening to her? This cannot be real. That is not our queen. Where is her face? Where is her voice? She is a demon, no, a spirit sent to punish us. Run, children, run, get away from her, she is cursed. They push and stumble over one another, some crying, some screaming, others simply frozen in fear. She was beautiful, a blessing, now she looks like something from the underworld. Hide your eyes, do not look at her, you will be cursed too. This is a sign the ancestors are angry, the gods have turned against this marriage. She is not human anymore, she is a beast, she has become a beast. As the queen flees into the trees, the villagers scatter in every direction, tearing down garlands, leaving overturned stools and spilled calabashes behind. All joy is gone, only fear remains.
Hair like moss, claws like blades. Adanma fled into the forest, weeping blood. Joy turned to mourning. The king shut himself away. The fields stopped blooming. The river grew bitter. In the markets, laughter no longer echoed. The women walked with heads bowed. The drums that once called joy now sat untouched beneath layers of dust. Children whispered the queen's name like a ghost story. Elders lit lamps at dusk and muttered prayers to drive away sorrow. Obina's throne stood cold and empty, his cloak hung untouched on the wall. Each dawn came gray and unwelcome, as though even the sun grieved what had been lost. Fishermen returned with empty nets. The wind carried silence rather than song. Flowers in the palace courtyard wilted before their time. The land itself had grown still, as if holding its breath. As if waiting for the return of the one who had been driven into the forest by envy and shadow. The kingdom of Umudike no longer danced. Nkiru's seduction. Nkiru presses her hand against the door, her voice velvet with feigned concern.
You have not eaten. You have not slept. The throne cannot carry a broken man. Let me ease the ache in your heart.
Obina does not turn to look at her. His eyes remain fixed on the dying fire.
You cannot fill silence with deceit, nor sorrow with flattery. I mourn a truth that you were never part of.
Nkiru steps into the room, slowly, her gold robes trailing behind her.
You were meant for joy. Meant for companionship. Why chase shadows when light stands before you?
Obina rises now, his face calm but hardened.
Because the light you speak of is a fire I do not trust. And the warmth you offer would scorch the memory of her.
Nkiru forces a smile but it trembles.
I could love you. Truly. You only need to let me.
Obina steps back.
Love born of her ruins would taste bitter in my mouth. You speak of comfort, but what you offer is poison poured in honey.
He turns away. She stands still in the silence, breath shallow.
Leave me with my grief. It is the only honesty left in this palace.
Nkiru storms into the clearing, her cloak soaked with rain, her voice sharp with desperation.
He still does not love me. He looks at me as if I am smoke and not fire. I gave you blood. I gave you hatred. And still she lives in his eyes.
The witch does not rise. Her fingers stir a pot that hisses without flame.
Because you smell of treachery. You speak of love but carry poison in your breath. You want possession, not devotion.
Nkiru's voice shakes now, a blend of fury and pleading.
Then give me something that will silence her memory. Give me a charm. A love charm. One that bends his heart to me.
The witch lifts her gaze, eyes glowing faintly in the dark.
It will not last. What is bought through shadow fades when truth comes. But if you wish for illusion, I will give it. He will smile. He will touch your hand. But the smile will not be his. And when the charm ends, so will everything.
Nkiru leans forward, breath unsteady.
3 moons is enough.
The witch reaches into a sack of old teeth and herbs bound with string.
Very well. A charm for 3 moons. 1 drop on his skin. 1 whisper in his ear. He will follow you like wind in a net. But know this, when love is forced, it does not die gently. It devours.
The Forest of Sorrows. Deep among vines and curses, Adanma lived as beast and spirit. But her heart remained.
What sin did I commit? What evil did I breathe?
Owl spirit reply.
You love too purely. Evil cannot abide that.
Obina stares into the flickering firelight. His voice is soft, detached, like someone waking from a deep dream.
I see you now.
His eyes narrow, uncertain. He reaches for her hand but pauses before touching it.
You were always here. Yet somehow you feel unfamiliar.
He tilts his head, as if trying to remember something important lost in fog.
Your voice, it comforts me. But why does it echo like a place I've never known?
He touches her face gently, then quickly withdraws his hand.
Your skin is warm, but my heart feels cold. Why is that?
Nkiru forces a smile, pulling his hand back into hers.
You're tired. That's all. Let me soothe you.
Obina's expression flickers. A shadow passes behind his eyes.
There's something I should remember, someone. Her voice, like river water.
He grips his temples as pain pulses behind his eyes.
She was standing in the sun. No veil. Just light.
He looks at Nkiru again, and his voice is almost a whisper.
But you stand in the shadow of something. Why do I feel I've been chasing a ghost instead of a woman?
But King Obina's eyes were glass. His heart beaten into submission. Lock under the love charm of Nkiru deception. The mirror cracks. 3 moons passed. One night, Obina woke beside Nkiru, weeping.
Why does your face seem strange to me now?
Do not question what you feel. I love you, Obina, and you love me too, that's all.
But my soul rejects you. My soul, it doesn't connect with you. How can I be in love with you? Why does my soul yearn for something or someone else? Something isn't right, Nkiru. I feel like my mind is under heavy clouds and my heart is grieving for something. No. Someone.
The wind shifts far away. Adanma stood at the waterfall of spirits. Her tears touched the ground, and the earth remembered her name. The water did not crash. It whispered. As if the rocks beneath had once known her sorrow and were weeping it back. Leaves turned in the wind though no wind blew. The trees leaned toward her. The forest seemed to exhale. She stood barefoot, beast and woman folded into one. Her hands were claws, yet they shook like hands once held in prayer.
I did nothing but love. I gave with clean hands. Why then must I be haunted like a curse?
The wind shifted again. But this time it carried voices not of grief, but memory. Spirit voice answers.
Your name was not lost. It was buried. But buried things grow roots.
She raised her head as mist coiled around her ankles. In the glint of water and light, her reflection changed. For one moment it showed her as she had been. Unscarred. Uncursed. The ground beneath her softened. The forest quieted. Something had begun to change. Not in the spell, but in the world itself. It was remembering love. The Spirit's Mercy River, Spirit Queen of Light.
Your trial nears its end.
Beast Adama steps toward the river, claws trembling, eyes wide with sorrow.
But I did nothing to deserve this. I was kind. I gave love. I spoke truth. And still I was cursed.
The river spirit rises, formed from mist and song, her voice like wind through leaves.
You were not cursed because you failed. You were cursed because your light shamed those who refused to shine.
Adama's voice cracks with pain.
I want to return. But I do not want to carry hatred with me.
The river spirit glides closer.
Then let it go. Release it like smoke. You must forgive the one who wronged you, or her shadow will follow you forever.
Adama clutches her chest as memories ripple before her, her sister's gaze, the wedding, Obina's tears.
But she broke me. She shattered my name. She stole my face.
The river spirit does not move.
And yet, you still speak her name. That means her power is not complete. Take it back. Not with vengeance, but with mercy.
Adama closes her eyes. Her monstrous form stills. Her voice, though raw, is resolute.
I will forgive her. Not because she is innocent, but because I want to be free.
The water around her shimmers. The mist begins to glow.
Then you are ready. And soon, so shall he be.
The wedding of lies. Nkiru planned her wedding to Obina. The bells rang, the chants began, but the king stood silent. He sat upon his throne, eyes lost in a place far from the present. His hands did not clap to the rhythm. His lips did not speak the vows she had written for him. He stared ahead as though waiting for a ghost to walk through the gates. The villagers danced, uncertain. The drummers struck their rhythms with hesitant hands. Something was wrong. The bride smiled, but her eyes flickered with unease. Nkiru reached for him. Obina did not move. When the priest asked if he would take her hand, he looked toward the horizon, and said nothing. The sun dimmed behind a veil of cloud. The wind changed. The petals scattered too quickly. And the silence spread like a crack through the celebration. From the edge of the palace garden, a whisper stirred the air. She lives. And Obina stood. His heart knew something his mind could not explain. The spell was cracking. And love remembered its name. Obina said,
My heart aches. This is not right.
The return of the queen. A storm raged. Wind howled. From the trees, the beast emerged, then shimmered, then changed. Adama stood in silken light. Her fur receded like smoke at dawn. Her claws pulled back into slender fingers stained with mud and memory. The curse collapsed in slow waves as if the forest itself released her inch by inch. The sky cracked open with light. Thunder echoed not with threat but with reverence. Her gown returned, glowing silver and gold, torn but noble. Her hair flowed behind her like woven moonlight. The beast was gone. But the eyes she raised now carried the pain of the journey. She stepped onto the path not as the lost queen but as a flame reborn. Trees bowed. Rain slowed. Even the shadows seemed to part as she walked through. Adanma. I am no longer who I was. And I am no longer what they feared. She did not run. She walked slowly. Gracefully. Toward the palace, toward the truth, toward the man whose heart had waited like a sealed jar of oil. And behind her the forest wept with joy. The curse had lifted. Gasps rippled through the crowd. The drummers stopped mid-strike. Even the wind held its breath. Obinna turned slowly. His eyes met hers, not the beast, not the curse, but Adanma. Wounded and radiant. Changed but unmistakable. The people parted in silence, unsure if they were witnessing a miracle or a judgment. Her steps were slow. Not timid. Each footfall an act of defiance against everything meant to break her. Her crown was gone, but she stood taller than any queen had ever stood in that courtyard. Adanma. I return not to reclaim what was mine, but to remind you what truth looks like when it survives the fire. Obinna moved toward her, lips trembling, heart pounding. You came back. Adanma. Love never left. And the skies, once bruised with storm, opened. Light bathed the palace. The flowers lifted their heads again. The queen had returned. Nkiru's breath hitched in her throat. Her gold bracelets clinked as her hands trembled. The curse she had crafted, once her triumph, now unraveled before her. She clutched the charm beneath her sash. It pulsed, then cracked. A thin line of smoke rose from it and vanished into the sky.
No, she was gone. She was not meant to come back.
Her eyes darted to Obinna, still on his knees before Adanma. The look in his eyes, hope, awe, love reborn, cut deeper than any blade.
She stole you from me again, even as a monster. You chose her. Why? Why won't you look at me like that?
Obinna stood slowly, gaze never leaving Adanma.
You were never hidden, Nkiru. I saw you clearly. That was the problem.
Nkiru gasped, stumbling back. The palace guards did not move. No one reached for chains. No one raised a spear. Her punishment would not come from them. It came in silence. In the turning of faces. In the way not a single soul called her name. Nkiru. Please someone look at me, I am still here, I am still. Her voice cracked. The drums did not answer. Only the wind did, soft and cold. She fell to her knees. Not from guilt. From disbelief that her power had turned to dust. And behind her, Adanma stepped forward, not with vengeance, but with mercy burning in her eyes. But the wind did not answer. And the stones gave no reply. She walked not as a queen cast down, but as a name unwritten. Her once silken feet now bruised. Her hands gnarled. Her eyes dull. The trees recoiled as she passed. Even the shadows turned from her. She called out again to the sky, to the heavens she once mocked.
Please. Let someone remember me. Let something see me. I am still here.
But memory is earned through mercy. And hers had run dry. In a hollow tree she curled, whispering pieces of her name to the dark. And the dark did not echo it back. Far away, the village bells rang again. Not in mourning, but in celebration. The crown reclaimed. Atop the hill of dawn, a Danma stood in white and gold. The people gathered barefoot upon the earth. And Obina placed the crown upon her head, not as a return to power, but as a restoration of truth.
You were always queen. Even when they called you beast. Even when they forgot your face.
Then may I wear this crown with humility. Not to rule with fear, but to guide with grace.
And so the land healed. And the kingdom breathed once more. The Festival of Restoration. For 7 days, the people danced, not for wealth, not for spectacle, but for truth. The streets filled with barefoot praise, songs rising like incense. Drummers let the beat cleanse what envy poisoned. Let feet stomp out lies. Let rhythm teach what silence once forgot.
Let every child know we are only as beautiful as our spirits and as strong as the love we dare to give freely.
The king and queen reunite. Under the moon tree, where they once spoke as strangers, Obina knelt again, not to ask, but to honor.
I choose you not because of your face but because even in darkness you were still light and I never stopped looking for you in the wind.
And I choose you because you never bowed to a lie. You stood, even as others turned away.
The crumbling of Mbamalai's hut. Deep in the grove, winds circled. The witch's hut cracked. Walls of shadow collapsed into dust. Her secrets turned to ash. The witch exclaims,
Let the next fool crave love's shadow. Let them drink illusion and call it wine.
I swear to walk beside your truth not to tame it, but to grow within it.
And I swear to shield your peace with the same fire that once saved me from ruin.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on very interesting videos. Have a beautiful day to each and everyone.